Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the sixth lord in all 12 houses. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So before we start, you first have to understand what the sixth house represents, and therefore what the sixth lord will signify in your chart. So the sixth house is the house of obstacles, of delays, of enemies, of illnesses, of your daily activities, all about your responsibilities, your work life, dealing with colleagues, subordinates. This is a very challenging house in the chart because this is the house that requires you to take on a great deal of responsibility in life and to sort out all of those daily obstacles and issues within your everyday life. The sixth house also deals with pets. It deals with all sorts of legal obstacles, litigation, competition. Along with this, it deals with anything related to the healthcare industry, anything related to law, to legal situations. So this is also a house of service, of giving back, of helping those in need. The sixth house is the original home of Virgo, which is all about service. At the same time, this is one of the most difficult houses in the chart because this house is the original zone where Mars and Saturn become the karaka or signifactor. Along with this, it is the first of our Dusthana houses, so there's something very special about these Dusthana houses that they come with weaknesses or challenges, and these are known as Shadrapus in the chart. So definitely you want to understand what those Shadrapus are in your natal chart. So to see this, you have to see what is the lord of your sixth house. And if the lord of your sixth house is Mercury, then this is definitely going to be related to jealousy. So this is something that you want to keep a handle on. If Mars is the lord of your sixth house, then this is going to be related to anger and impulsivity. You want to avoid taking any kind of violent or impatient decisions in life. If this is related to Saturn, then this is going to have to do with material greed. If the lord of your sixth house is Venus, then this is going to be overindulgence. At the same time, there are some exceptions to this rule also. So K2 is a planet that takes us towards liberation, from detaching from this material incarnation. So therefore, K2 does not carry any weaknesses, any kind of obstacles in life. Also, the moon, the sun, and Jupiter are the biggest of the benefics in our charts. And so, in particular, the moon and Jupiter have a mitigating effect. They have a cooling effect where they're able to help to take away those obstacles and challenges that we have in our everyday lives. So if Jupiter or the moon are the ruler of your sixth house, then this can help to support you. The sun can also help with this as well because the sun is all about purity and righteousness. So the sun can also give you clarity. It can give you the ability to really overcome some of the weaknesses and difficulties of this sixth house. At the same time, though, you want to be careful if the sun is the ruler of your sixth house, because the sun also is considered to be a mild malefic. It has a burning effect. So if you are taking the wrong actions in life, if you are giving in to these obstacles, then this can come with some difficulties as well. So ultimately, wherever the sixth lord goes in your chart, this is going to bring some obstacles, some difficulties, some delays sometimes. This is going to be an area that has to do with frustrations, with enemies, competitions. And so in particular, the sixth lord does really well in those challenging houses, which would be the sixth, the eighth, and the 12th house. So it's important to understand what is the lord of your sixth house. So if you have Aries rising, then the lord of your sixth house will be Mercury, and some also say that Rahu is the ruler of Virgo as well. So you might also want to see where has Rahu gone in your chart also. If you have Taurus rising, then you want to look to see where Venus has gone. If you have a Gemini rising, then you want to see where is Mars, but also where is K2 in your chart. If you have Cancer rising, you want to see where has Jupiter gone in your chart. If you have a Leo rising, then you want to see where has Saturn gone in your chart. chart. If you have Virgo rising, then you want to see where has Saturn gone, but also where has Rahu gone in your natal chart. If you have a Libra rising, then you want to see where has Jupiter gone. Some also say that Pisces is co-ruled by Ketu, so you might also want to see what is Ketu doing in your chart also. If you have Scorpio rising, then you want to see where has Mars gone in your chart. If you have Sagittarius rising, you want to see where is Venus in your chart, but also what is the moon doing in your chart as well. If you have Capricorn rising, then you want to see where is Mercury in your chart. If you have Aquarius rising, where is the moon? If you have Pisces rising, where has the sun gone in your natal chart? So what happens then when the sixth lord goes into the first house of the chart? Well, this will come with some difficulties, but also this can give you a sense of strength and courage as well. The sixth lord going into the first house is definitely going to make you drawn into situations of conflict and obstacles. At the same time, it gives you the strength to overcome these obstacles. You have a fighting spirit about you. You're not afraid to take on challenges and conflicts. And this becomes especially true if there are malefics that are playing into this as well, or if your sixth lord is also a malefic. Sometimes this can create obstacles in your relationship with others because this is directly aspecting onto the seventh house of the chart. So there can be some difficult situations related to your relationship, to your family, to business matters, to anything where you have a close partnership or connection. Definitely with this placement, you're not afraid to express your complaints or your difficulties in life. You make yourself known and heard to other people. And again, this can get you into a lot of difficulties because you can become very argumentative. Again, this is especially true if these are malefics that are involved with your first house. Definitely you want to be careful about this because this can also get you into all sorts of conflicts and legal situations that can be very difficult to get out of. So you want to be very careful when you are dealing with obstacles and challenges and competitors in life. At the same time, the first house represents your physical body. It is all about your health and vitality. So the sixth lord coming into this first house can give you some illnesses, some troubles, some accidents. Especially early on in life, there can be all sorts of issues related to skin, related to allergies, related to sometimes even chronic health issues that can be seen when the sixth lord comes into the first house. But again, this position makes you a fighter. You don't back down from challenge. So typically the difficulties that you face in life don't stop you. This placement also can attract to you wealth and success in life. Again, because of this fighting spirit, because of this ability to persevere in life, you're able to gain a great deal of wealth, of power, and success. And this is especially true if this is placed well in the first house. At the same time, this placement makes you highly independent. Again, you can have a lot of conflicts, a lot of difficulties with others, and this can sometimes distance you from those closest to you or those trying to influence you. So your independence becomes extremely strong with this placement. You make your own path in life. You fight for your own values, your own truth. The most difficult aspect of the sixth lord coming into the first house, again, is this aspect onto the seventh house. As far as marriage, this can create obstacles, delays, and conflicts. So definitely you want to be careful about how you are interacting with your spouse. To those closest to you, this becomes extremely important to manage. If the sixth lord has gone into the second house of the chart, then this makes you someone who's very responsible and hardworking in terms of your family. You are dedicated. You're someone who your family can rely on. And typically your family can put a lot of responsibilities, a lot of issues on you. You can hold a lot of weight on your shoulder. And sometimes this placement can even make you a leader or a pillar within your community as well. This placement also, though, can create some conflicts and tensions within your family. There can be arguments, disagreements. At the same time, though, people look to you as an authority figure. People look to you as someone who can help, who can support within your local environment and your family situation. Because the second house is your voice and the sixth lord is all about getting into these conflicts, quarrels, and situations, this can give you a very powerful way of speaking. The way that you speak has a powerful effect on others around you. And so this is especially important for you to pay attention to how you speak to others, because this leaves a lasting impact. Definitely with this placement, you want to avoid being deceptive, being dishonest. Everything that you say, you want to make sure that it is aligned with the truth. This placement can give you very strong moral values and ethics. You stick to your principles. And with this placement, you also can find interest in different cultures, different philosophies, different belief systems, but ultimately it gives you a strong moral foundation. Because this is aspecting over to the 8th house, you can be very explorative, very experimental. You want to try out new things, to learn about different things in life. And this can take you into foreign lands. This can take you traveling. This can take you into exploring different cultures, different avenues. This can make you a very philosophical person. Due to your dedication and hard work, especially if this is placed well in the 2nd house, you can find a great deal of happiness and satisfaction in your home environment, in your family situation. At the same time, if this is placed poorly in the chart, then you may find some dissatisfaction in your home environment, and this can take you traveling to different places. This can lead to relocation, moving away from that early family situation. At the same time, though, this placement can give you a great deal of determination to strive to improve your family situation. So even if this occurs later in life, you seek to build a better sense of security with your own family. If the 6th Lord goes into the 3rd house of the chart, this is a very courageous placement, because the 3rd house, similar to the 6th house, is about conflict. It's about speaking out, making yourself known, overcoming obstacles in life. It has that same Martian signature. So the 6th Lord in the 3rd house definitely is going to make you inclined towards defeating your enemies, overcoming your obstacles. And again, this is something that will be increased, especially if your 6th Lord is malefic or if you have malefics involved. This can make you extremely competitive, extremely hot-tempered, extremely argumentative. This can really get you into all sorts of confrontations. So definitely with this placement, you want to be careful about how you are interacting and getting into situations. This is especially true because the 3rd house is where you apply your energy, where you put yourself forward. So you could find that you drain your energy. Remember that this 6th house is all about your health, all about illnesses, diseases. So with this placement, if you are putting too much of your energy and focus into dealing with enemies, competitors, obstacles, you can also drain yourself. You can have a great deal of stress and frustration that can take a toll on your physical health. With the 6th Lord coming into the 3rd house, this also makes you someone who is willing to speak up if you have any issues or complaints. You will be the first person to make it known when there is an issue in life. This can show up in various areas, and this is a great position, depending on the 6th Lord, what planet that is, that can get you into legal situations, into working with the law, fighting for the law with this placement. At the same time, this can create some obstacles with your family. In particular, the 3rd house is about siblings, about neighbors, about close friends and relatives. And the 9th house, which sits opposite to this, is related to your connection with the father, any mentors, anyone who is giving you guidance and direction in life. So you can find yourself getting into a lot of arguments, a lot of disagreements with this placement. You're a very independent person, and you like to go your own way in life. This placement, though, can also show distance with siblings. So sometimes there are conflicts, there are misunderstandings, but there also can be the loss of a sibling, or your sibling could live far away from you as well. This placement definitely can take you into foreign lands. You could be very adventurous depending on the planet that is placed here. At the same time, though, sometimes you can find difficulties in foreign travels. Again, you want to see, is this 6th Lord malefic or benefic? This is extremely important to see. This placement again can make you extremely independent even in your studies as well. This aspects directly onto the 9th house, so you could have conflicts in your relationship with teachers, gurus, mentors, guides, anyone who tries to give you a sense of direction. This placement could also give you conflicts and difficulties around religion, and again there can be many arguments, many disagreements related to religion, politics, philosophy that can be seen with this placement. Definitely definitely if you have the sixth lord in the third house, the benefics help to ease some of these conflicts. If you have the sixth lord in the fourth house, this can be a very difficult position. This tends to bring a lot of conflict in your early home environment. You can have issues related to your mother, to your family in general. There can be a lot of disagreements, arguments, sometimes even abuse and other difficulties depending upon how the sixth lord is placed. Definitely with this placement, there's a need for psychological help or going inward, working on yourself. There is a feeling of inner tension and frustration when the sixth lord comes into the fourth house. It is all about resolving those issues, those difficulties, those weaknesses. Again, you want to see what are the weaknesses associated with the sixth lord. This placement has great potential for transformation, for changing, for letting go of some of those challenges. But again, this requires a great deal of inner work. This placement also can show that you are able to come out of difficult situations. You easily overcome obstacles. This placement definitely can get you into all sorts of situations where you have a great deal of skills, intelligence, and knowledge to overcome your opponents. But you want to be careful about being deceptive, taking any sort of underhanded actions towards your opponents, as this can increase your karma, increase some of the obstacles in your life. This placement is excellent for attracting wealth, for attracting success and luxuries into your home environment. Sometimes this placement can signify that you have a large home or that you have a really easy and happy home situation later on in life. This placement, though, can create obstacles in relationship to family members once again. This can especially show up in your relationship to children. So you want to be very careful in this connection with your children as well. Because this is aspecting over to the 10th house of the chart, this makes you very status oriented. You're very determined to get a certain reputation or success out of life. But sometimes this placement can also show a downfall where you actually have to change your path or direction in your career. If the sixth lord goes into the fifth house of the chart, this is a very interesting position because the fifth house is all about your past life karmas. So this placement can create some issues in your fortune in life. Sometimes you can find that you're very successful, very happy, very fortunate in life. And then sometimes you can find downfalls and difficulties that can play out as well. Sometimes there are hidden factors related to the obstacles or enemies that you come into contact with because this is directly behind the sixth house. So 12th to the sixth house, this is dealing with all sorts of hidden difficulties, hidden challenges in life. At the same time, though, the fifth house is a very positive place where you're able to overcome your obstacles with positivity, with happiness. You remain content and happy with your life. And this is especially true if the sixth lord is benefic. This placement can be excellent for your studies. It can give you good concentration, good focus. You're able to really focus in on your goals and pursuits in life. However, this placement also can create some obstacles in your education sometimes as well. There can be ups and downs, fluctuations. You may drop a course and come back to it later. This placement can also create some obstacles in relationship with children or in relationships in general. Because this is aspecting over to the 11th house of the chart, this can show that you can have some issues related to your friend circle or your network circle. You can find that sometimes there are misunderstandings, disagreements, or feeling of not belonging in your friend circle. Sometimes friends become enemies with this placement. Friends can cause you a great deal of issues and conflicts in life. So definitely you want to be careful in how you are choosing the people who are coming into your life. This placement, though, does help to relieve some of those obstacles and challenges related to the sixth lord because, again, this is the 12th house, the loss of that sixth house. Definitely because this is the house of romance, you can get a very supportive partner. You can get someone who is very much able to support you in your times of difficulties. If the sixth lord has gone into the sixth house of the chart, this is a very special placement because this creates a Viprit Raj Yoga. And what this means is that you tend to go through obstacles and challenges in life, but you also have the ability to overcome those obstacles. You gain a great deal of resilience, of strength, of power through the challenges of life. With this placement, it sometimes also shows a downfall later in life. With this placement, it's definitely important to be moral and righteous in your actions because this is the sixth lord coming into its own house of difficulties. So definitely this is a karmic placement. With this placement, you have a great deal of grit. You are a fighter in life. You're able to stand up for yourself. You never back down from challenges. You always find a way to rise against the odds of life. This placement, though, can also make you a very helpful and supportive person as well. This sixth house is all about service, so you can find yourself having a great deal of empathy for animals, for the underprivileged, for those in need. You are a natural healer with this placement, and this is all about service. With the sixth lord in the sixth house, you will find that service is what gives you a great sense of happiness and fulfillment in life. With this placement, you can also be someone who's very healthy, who takes your diet, your exercise, your routine very seriously. And again, this can give you a very strong attachment towards animals, towards those in need. You could find yourself working with those who need your support, need your help. This can include children. This can include those who you are taking in your life, fostering, adopting. This can be seen as well. You want to watch out though for relationship difficulties because this is 12th from the 7th house. So with this placement, there can be issues of divorce, of separation, of conflicts, obstacles in your relationships. You definitely want to avoid any sort of affairs, underhanded activities. Again, this is a placement that carries a heavy deal of karma. So you want to make sure that all of your actions are of a righteous nature. Sometimes because this is aspecting over to the 12th house of the chart, there can be excessive expenditure as well. You can find that you run into a lot of losses, loans, debts, obstacles in finances. There can be a great roller coaster effect in your finances. The 12th house also deals with foreign lands, so sometimes there can also be obstacles related to foreign travel, foreign settlement with this placement as well. In general, this is a placement that is all about hard work and service. The more that you are dedicated to the responsibilities of life, the more that you're able to create positive karmas in your life. If the sixth lord goes into the 7th house of the chart, then this definitely can bring obstacles in your married life. This placement sometimes can show delayed marriage, conflicts in marriage, dissatisfaction with your partner. There can be all sorts of obstacles. And definitely with this placement, you want to avoid anything related to cheating, affairs. All of this can immediately bring karmic situations back to you. Sometimes there also can be difficulties with business partners. So sometimes this placement is better for self-employment or for working in an independent way. You definitely can find yourself running into obstacles in business partnerships. There could be all sorts of rivalries, competition, obstacles related to this placement. At the same time, this makes you very skilled at business. This makes you skilled at understanding people, understanding the marketplace, what people want, what people are after. So this can make you very skillful, very successful as well. This placement definitely is another placement that benefits from hard work and dedication. If you are being responsible and disciplined in your work, you're able to obtain a great deal of wealth and success. And sometimes this placement can even show popularity or fame as well. This placement also can show that you need to support your spouse. So your spouse may have some challenges or difficulties or someone who needs a great deal of support. And the more that you are supportive towards your spouse, again, the more that you're able to achieve positivity and happiness in your life. If the sixth lord goes into the 8th house, this is another Viprit Raj Yoga similar to the sixth lord in the 6th house. And what this means is that you have the ability to overcome obstacles in life. But this will give you obstacles. This will give you difficulties. This also, though, gives you the resilience, the strength, the ability to overcome some of these difficulties. At the same time, this can also give you a downfall later on in life. With the sixth lord in the 8th house, there can be health-related issues because the 6th house is all about diseases, illnesses, and the 8th house is also about longevity and chronic illnesses as well. So sometimes with this placement, placement, there can be a chronic illness that you have to live with. There can be all sorts of health scares, all sorts of accidents that can be seen. The eighth house is a house of sudden transformations. And so with this placement, this can be a very spiritual one, where this can take you through a great transformation that awakens you, that gives you clarity and wisdom. This placement can also make you extremely intuitive as well. You can be very skilled at seeing behind the hidden motives of others, of being able to spot your enemies. You want to be careful though, because the eighth house is a secretive house. And once again, the sixth lord is highly karmic. So you want to be careful of doing anything that is secretive and underhanded with this placement. You definitely want to make sure that you are taking the right actions in life. This is a placement that can also attract you towards occult knowledge, philosophy, spirituality, to all of the deep mysteries and secrets of life. This placement can definitely make you a healer, an astrologer, someone who is dealing with mystical knowledge, with mystical subjects. You are able to tap into the secrets. But again, this is a placement where you want to use that occult knowledge in the right way rather than for selfish motives. This placement is also an excellent position for doctors, therapists, for anyone who is a healer, anyone who's able to deal with the traumas and difficulties of others. Your own suffering, your own troubles makes you a natural healer. This placement sometimes can also give you inheritance or property through others. This placement, though, you want to be careful about wanting to obtain the property or resources from others without their permission. This placement can show, again, anything where you are jealous, where you are wanting to take away from another person, can create more karmas for yourself. If the sixth lord goes into the ninth house of the chart, then this can show that you can sometimes have some obstacles related to your father, to mentors, teachers, anyone who is trying to give you guidance in life. This placement definitely makes you a fiercely independent person. The sixth lord going into the ninth house can definitely take you into foreign lands, foreign cultures, into foreign philosophies, but sometimes this placement can create conflicts in relationship to foreign places as well. This placement can also create some obstacles in your education, in particular in your higher education. There can be all sorts of difficulties with finding the right path, the right course with this placement. There can be all sorts of ups and downs that can be seen. Because the ninth house, similar to the fifth house, is your fortune, it is your past life karmas coming back to you. This placement can also show some obstacles, some difficulties that can be seen. You can have great fluctuations in life. And again, because this is such an independent placement, this is excellent for entrepreneurship, for self-employment. And as the sixth lord aspects onto the third house of the chart, this can make you a very talented person, a very skillful person. This is an excellent placement for any careers related to writing, communication, media, journalism. This is an excellent placement for anything where you are able to combine communication with travel as well. This can be a great placement for bloggers, for travel bloggers, for public speakers. This also is a great placement for politicians because this is the house of your higher beliefs. So with this placement, you are willing to fight for your belief system. You are willing to make this known to others. So this can make you an activist. This can make you a politician. This can make you anyone who is willing to stand up for a belief system. Sometimes because this aspects onto the third house of the chart, this can also create some obstacles in your relationship with your siblings and with your family members in general. But in particular with younger siblings, there can be distance, there can be miscommunication, all sorts of issues that can be seen. If the sixth lord has gone into the 10th house of the chart, then this is definitely going to make you a hard-working person. The sixth lord is all about work and responsibility, coming into the 10th house of your status, of your reputation, your legacy. So you are focused and driven towards your career. This placement gives you a strong sense of purpose and determination. The sixth lord coming into the 10th house can also make you a leader, can make you someone who's very authoritative, very charismatic. You're able to deal with others. You're able to support others, to guide others with this placement. And definitely the more that you are able to help those in need through your career, the more happiness and success you will see in your life. This placement can sometimes show a very impressive personality, a very animated and dynamic way of speaking, and this makes other people want to listen to you, want to follow behind you. At the same time, though, there is a conflict between the 4th house and the 6th house. This is all about work-life balance. Sometimes there can be distractions in your relationship, in your home situation, that can take you away from your work environment. In particular, the 10th house is related to the father, so there can be issues in your relationship with your father. This placement can sometimes show that your father has an illness, or your father passed away before you were born, or there's some kind of separation or disagreement that you have with your father. There can also be obstacles related to your home environment, to your connection with your mother, due to this aspect onto the 4th house. This definitely will attract competitors and obstacles in your career life. But again, you have the ability to persevere, to come out as a winner with this placement. So this tends to lead towards success and wealth that can be seen here. This placement can also attract support through a boss, through someone who is above you in a powerful position as well. If the 6th Lord goes into the 11th house of the chart, then this definitely is going to bring competitors and obstacles in your life. The 11th house is the house of gains, and so the 6th Lord, which is all about these obstacles and difficulties in life, coming into the house of gain means that you can have a great deal of competitors and competition in your social circle. This placement can bring competitors from all walks of life to you. At the same time, this placement means that you can gain through your competitors as well. This placement definitely is a placement where you thrive on competition, you thrive on challenge, and you are always able to come out the other side. This placement, similar to the 9th house, can make you someone who's able to stand up for your belief systems. This is an excellent placement for politics. And because this aspects onto the 5th house of the chart, this can make you a very skillful person, a very intelligent person. You're able to put your talents to use to gain success in life. At the same time, this can also create obstacles in your education. There can be breaks, there can be issues with finding the right course, the right direction to take in your education. The aspect onto the 5th house can also create some obstacles around childbirth or with children in general. If the 6th Lord is in the 12th house of the chart, then this can create some obstacles in your life. This tends to be a difficult situation in terms of your ability to deal with the obstacles of life. There can be so much of challenges and competitors coming into your life that it's hard to get a handle on this. The 6th Lord in the 12th house can make you very spiritual as well. Similar to the 8th house, you can be attracted to occult knowledge, to spirituality, to philosophy. This placement gives you deep spiritual wisdom, and this is the key to your success in life. As the 6th Lord comes into the 12th house of the chart, this can give you a lot of stress, anxiety, fears, difficulties, but your spiritual practice is the answer to finding calmness and peace in life. Sometimes this can also create issues related to sleep because the 12th house is the bedroom. So this placement can also show some issues with getting sleep at night. There can be an over expense of energy that is seen with this placement. This can definitely take you into bad habits, into a loss of routine in your life. So definitely this is something that you want to get a handle on. This placement can also lead to many accidents and injuries in life, many impulsive, reckless decisions. So definitely you want to think everything through before jumping into any decisions in life. As this aspects onto the 6th house of the chart, this can make you an excellent healer. You're someone who is able to deal with the problems of life, and this makes you extremely service-oriented. This can definitely get you into working into hospitals, prisons, or working with those in need. Anything related to social work, social services can be seen with this placement. This also makes you geared towards isolation. You can spend long times alone, and again, this can be very beneficial for your health. This can take you into all sorts of philosophical studies, spirituality, spiritual practices. At the same time, though, there can be difficulties with finding the right spiritual path in life. It can take you longer sometimes to find what is that true calling that you are seeking.